Judge Rogan wants to recognize, I think, a law clerk.
Before I leave, I just wanted you guys to meet my law clerk, Angela Holland, Angie. And Angie's with me from Vanderbilt and UPenn. Meet her, talk to her, find out about what it means to be a law clerk. I told her when I interviewed her I had 230 applicants for her job, that you got chosen, and it's a tough job, and you know, most people think, yeah. I said, no, but it's really a tough job. And so she's been in it now, and she can tell you a little bit more about her experience.
All right, let's say we're running a little bit behind. Let's recognize Judge Barbier, and then we have a rare privilege. We have two former presidents, well, one former president of the Louisiana State Bar Association here, Wayne Lee, and the incoming, or is it current? No, incoming Louisiana State Bar Association President Kim Boyle, both making history, and I'll let them say a few words after Judge Barbier.
Thank you. One thing about going so glad,
Oh, and
I don't have a whole lot left to say. You know? I agree with everything that's been said here, and I'll just tell you real quickly how it worked for me in the practice of law. I grew up in Harvey, right across the river, right by the Harvey Canal, and I don't think I had ever met a lawyer through high school and college, and I don't know why I decided I wanted to go to law school. In fact, I wasn't sure until in my senior year of college. I had taken the LSAT test and I took the MBA, graduate record exam, whatever it's called. I thought maybe I'd go get an MBA. And right at the last minute, I decided to go to law school. I was then married. I had a child already, and the only way I could go to law school was to go to Loyola at night. And so I was very fortunate to get to go to law school in the first place. And during law school, I became one of my best friends was a guy who was from up around Alexandria, who was living in Napoleonville, who was working for LP&L then, now Entergy, and was commuting from Napoleonville every night down to Loyola. You talk about dedication, huh? I was coming from Marrero, which took me long enough, but he was coming from Napoleonville. I think it was an hour and a half each way each night. And we became fast friends. And then fast forward, he got a job. We both finished, near the top of our class, not at the top, but we had good grades. And he got a job down at our court working for Judge Christenberry. Court was down in the French Quarter then. And a few months after he got hired, I hadn't even applied to this court. And he called me one day and said, there's a judge down here whose law clerk just left unexpectedly and is looking to hire a law clerk. Are you interested in coming down and interviewing? I said, sure. So I came down and interviewed with Judge Casserly, Fred Casserly, and he hired me. And so I got a job on, as a law clerk on this court. And that was sort of the beginning of my legal career. And it just happened through, those friendships and those relationships. And in that 1 year I was there with Judge Casserly, I was supposed to stay 2 years. I was supposed to stay another year. It asked me to stay a second year, and I said, great, sure, I will. Well, right before the second year started, some lawyers that I met who came through the court regularly offered me a job, and it was the exact kind of job that I wanted. I wanted to do maritime law, and I wanted to be on the plaintiff's side, and they offered me a job, and I went to the judge and said, would you let me out of my next year's commitment? And he said absolutely, and so I went and took this job, and I had the great pleasure and privilege of doing that exclusively for about the next 10 or 12 years. All I did was admiralty and maritime work in this court. And this is what I did. We represented individuals, so the way we networked, the way I networked, wasn't going out and playing golf with clients, because my clients didn't play golf, and it wasn't taking them fishing, it wasn't going to the country club, or taking them out to fancy meals, like, I know it was required in some networking, some types of law practice. But the way I networked was to do everything that was needed to be done in the law firm. We had a small law firm of 7, 8 lawyers. And I can tell you, anytime there was a statement to be taken from a witness, anytime there was a deposition to be taken, anytime I had to go to court and argue a motion, I just jumped at the opportunity to volunteer to do anything I could do to get out and meet people. and meet, just meet ordinary people. And, you know, over a period, if you do that over a period of years, you meet so many people, and they meet you, and they know you, and guess what? Down the line, if they need a lawyer, or their brother needs a lawyer, their mother needs a lawyer, there's a good chance they'll call you. And that's how I developed my legal practice as a plaintiff's lawyer over the years. And the other thing I did was volunteer in organizations and got active, and it's already been talked about, but I got active in some legal organizations, and don't just join an organization. There's no point just joining an organization just to say you're a member. Be active, you know, volunteer for committee work, run for office, and once people view you, you know, your other professionals, other lawyers see you in that role, in leadership roles, and that you're somebody that actually works, and you get known in that way, that will generate, you know, referrals and things like that. So those are the only things I have to say, and I just wanted to, I hope I didn't spill the beans there with Judge Johnson, but I think it's public knowledge, because I got an email announcing it, Calvin, but congratulations, that's a great honor. Judge Johnson is going to be the St. Ives Award winner in January, and that's the top award that Loyola gives to its alumnus.
I really appreciate it. I am overwhelmed. I am absolutely overwhelmed.
Thank you.